Welcome to the Business Blast podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Wagner. This episode is brought to you by Authors Unite. Authors Unite provides you with all the resources you need to become a successful author. You can learn more about Authors Unite and join the free community at authorsunite.com. Now, let's jump into the episode. All right, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Business Blast podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Wagner. Today I have Leonard with us. He's the host of LinkedIn Local Nashville, hashtag LinkedIn Local Nash, LinkedIn engagement consultant, and full-time technology recruiter. So welcome to the show, man.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate you having me on.
Of course. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. We'll dive into the first one. The first question I have for you is, what is the best story from your life that has an underlying valuable message?
Oh, man, that's a good one. Well, I'd like to say that, I think one of my connections put it best, Scott Leese, when he said that I was a richestorags story. And when he said that, I come from I was born into a very wealthy family in Connecticut, to the point where a lot of people would dream of being born into that family, having life at their fingertips. And really at a young age, I think I was like 8 years old, everything just kind of went to hell. I lost a brother in a car accident. I had family members relapse from drug abuse. We pretty much lost our entire inheritance in like the span of 2 years. And I went from living, with an in-house maid, at a very young age, my arbitrary birthright gave me that, to the point to where I was living in the closet of a duplex apartment, while there were drugs going around me. So, and then later on, I saw multiple divorces in my life. I saw another one of my brothers die in a separate car accident. And, the end all be all of that is, maybe the man I am today, because truthfully, man, the universe just really doesn't care about our problems. I think at some point in time, it's all about our perspective. Everyone's going to go through hardships and problems and get knocked out and get just hit right in the face. And you really just got to understand that it's okay and to pick yourself back up, because anything is truly possible if you're patient and work hard enough for it.
Thanks for sharing that with us as well. And the next one I have for you is, what is the most valuable piece of information we should know that's within your expertise or industry?
So I'm a full-time recruiter. That's one of the things that I love doing. I love helping connecting people with jobs. I work with a very specific skill set, but the one thing I want to encourage anyone out there that's struggling to look for work that's stuck being a resume, as opposed to being a person, is just to open yourself up a little bit more and be authentic. I think one of the things that we run into as recruiters is we find a lot of these candidates who are embellishing their level of experience and getting put into positions that they're failing. So be authentic with who you are, and, be patient and really start to put yourself out there in the marketplace. LinkedIn is hot right now. I encourage everyone to go. It's not just a place for, people to find jobs. It's a place for you to express yourself. It's probably my biggest piece of advice, man.
And what's your best piece of overall business advice, so not necessarily industry specific?
My best piece. I'm a very, very strong believer that you got to understand your why if you're going to be successful at any part of life. When I say that, it sucks waking up early every single morning, trying to get motivated for the day when if you're not happy with what you're doing. You can always revert back to your why. Is it your wife? Is it your kids? Is it understanding that your dream is right around the corner? Is it knowing that there are other people depending on you, that there are people out there today that need help? Whatever it is, whatever your why is, figure that out and always revert back to it.
And if you could give your younger self one piece of advice, what would that be?
Stop giving a damn what other people think about you. There's always going to be people that don't understand what you're doing. There's always going to be negative influences on your life. If you believe in what you're doing, go all in.
And in your opinion, what is the key to happiness?
Man, I think the key to happiness is just being grateful. I think, there's always something that we can dwell on. We can be mad about, getting stuck in traffic, whatever it is, just be grateful for where you are. You have another day on this earth. You have an opportunity to live, and understanding that there are a lot of people out there less fortunate than you.
And what is the best book that you've read, and what was the number one thing you learned from that?
So one of my favorite books of all time is Crush It by Gary Vaynerchuk, because he literally gives you the keys to success on how to personally build your social media following from nothing. Lays it all right there in the book.
And what is your favorite quote and why?
I knew you were going to ask this one, but I've got so many. I'm going to split it up, man. I got to give you two. All right. So one, my college professor in college, one of my professors in college, told me the definition of hell. And I can't even tell you who it's by, but it's pretty much, on your last day on earth, the person you become will meet the person you could have become. That lights a fire in me every single time I hear it. And then probably my all-time favorite is you can get everything you want in life if you help enough other people get what they want. That one's by Zig Ziglar.
Yes, I love it, man. Dude, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story with us. The last question I have for you before we let you go is, where is the best place for people to find and connect with you online? I think I might know the answer, but I'll let you go.
So definitely LinkedIn. Go ahead and check me out. If you type in hashtag Jeremy J. Leo on LinkedIn, you can find all of my content. But across every single social media platform, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, whatever it is, you can find me at Jeremy J. Leo.
Perfect, man. Thanks again for joining us. We appreciate it.
Absolute pleasure, man. If you ever need anything from me, give me a shout.
The podcast you just heard was published with Anchor. Got something you want to say to the creator of this show? Send them a voice message using the Anchor app, free for iOS and Android.